At this point of the story, let's establish certain facts. Number 1, life is hard. Number 2, life is unfair. Number 3, life is going to be a striking balance between order and chaos, but can very much tip towards chaos very quickly. Some of it being that life is unfair and all that jazz, and some of it being your obliviousness to the whole damn thing. Well, if you're here, you're obviously slightly motivated to hear about Rule 6 of the book 12 Rules for Life by Dr. Jordan Peterson. Now, hopefully, just hopefully, I hope I can keep that motivation up to the end of this video. So, without further ado, let's dive in. I'm not too sure on how much of the book or story you've actually followed up until this point, but if you haven't, I'll have them posted in the description and have cards pop up as and when relevant. As the narrative always goes, this is yet another critical rule, leaving us with something to think about. Set your house in perfect order before you can criticize the world. At this point, I kind of got the trick of the trade, so to put. When I was penning down my ideas for this chapter, I just skipped right to the end of the chapter to pull out what's actually needed, because honestly, that's all there is for you to know. One of the problems that string along with reading self-help is that you can quickly get lost into excessive verbiage that by the time you actually get to the crux, you're bloody damn tired. So sometimes, just sometimes, I like to skip to the point, and here's what it is. When things don't go the way you want them to, it's chaos. You're disturbed, and the degree obviously depends on the magnitude of this chaos. Now, very quickly, if you're half a reasonable, smart, and self-loving human being, and I call your attention to self-loving, you will have them partitioned into things that you can control, and then there are things that are beyond your scope of control. I'm no guru to tell you to stop worrying about stuff you can't control. I mean, it's good to have them clearly differentiated, but beyond that, I got nothing to say to you. But, hold on, but the stuff that you know, deep inside of you that are really in your control, that's an interesting conversation to indulge in. Start to stop doing what you know to be wrong. True, so back to the stuff you can control, the anxiety you can curb, and the order you actually can bring. You know it, I know it, and deep down, there are things that we know that are wrong, but we continue doing them, saying them, and as a matter of fact, reflecting them. Whatever, you get the point, right? Now, that builds up to a point where chaos has manifested beyond your ability to accept it as a minuscule problem. Then, you're shaken to your core, anxiety kicks in, and we do what we do best when trouble finds us. It's different from person to person, but most often it puts us in a downward spiral, decimating the efforts we might have put thus far. Okay, I know this is a little intense. Sometimes when I read what he has to say, it almost feels like we all are always troubled, and to the greatest of degrees, that you as an author are forced to write the way you do. I get it. I guess not all rules are applicable to us, and we're not as bad across the board. Few places that we could use correction, but I guess that's about it. Back to what I was saying. This is all for people who are persistently doing and saying things that are wrong, not for you pitch perfects out there. When your life is going normal, who has the time to soak in all of this, right? I get it. But yeah, when times get rough, I'm sure these will help. Take my word for it. So, what does he want you to do when inevitable trouble finds you? Do the little things you can do to correct your lives. Align towards order, at least want that for yourselves. If you remember Rule 1, stand up straight with your shoulders back, or even Rule 2 for that matter of fact, treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. This is actually a perfect extension of those rules, because there's actually some degree of self-corrective measures he expects of you to fix the issue. When life is spinning out of control, which at some point it will, most certainly will, do the little things that can to bring order and stability. Start with the stuff you can control, and both you and I know there are stuff that you can control, so start with them. Start with the little things. And that's when he says, set your house in perfect order before you can go out and criticize the world. Okay, so on criticizing the world part, that basically has to do with complaining about everyone and everything without actually taking due responsibility. If situation gets tough, of course life might be unfair there. There might be actual problems that are beyond your scope of control, but let's face it, there might be some things that are intrinsically wrong with you as well. There might be something that you might have done wrong for the situation to have gotten to where it is. So, start with yourself. That's what he means by that. Point is, there are things that you can do, corrective measures you can take, before you can go out and complain about everything and everyone around you. The little things matter, and that's what he wants you to do. Take due responsibility for your problems, and do the things that you can do to correct them. That's all he's asking of you. So, pick up the book, read the chapter to get more insights on why it's easier for us to blame than take responsibility. I'm sure you'll do the right thing. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.